Okay, well, let's talk to Nyoka.
What's up?
Can I ask you something?
What's with the pleasantries? You want to know something? Just ask.
I did. I said, can I ask you something? What made you choose the hunter life?
I didn't. I was born into security detail, and when the corporations abandoned this place, I stayed.
We kind of already figured that out because we learned that there was another. I mean, obviously, this is Nyoka something Wentworth the third, so there were two other Nyoka Wentworths. Why did you stay?
That's all I know. Besides, I had a few friends here, and they were staying too.
A few friends? Tell me about them.
No. That's a painful trail I ain't keen on walking again.
Why? What happened?
It's not your business, and I'm not saying more on the subject.
Got it.
What's up?
I'm sure you've got all manners of hunting stories. Tell me one.
I took a job once to clear out a rap nest. Partnered up with a fellow out of Fallbrook who called himself Dirty Don. Bit on the shorter side. Had a penchant for cards. Thing is, he introduces himself and the man is immaculate. Clean. He had a flowery presence to him. A pleasantness that didn't invade your space. He was just there and you were glad for it.
So why did he get called Dirty Dawn?
When we set out to hunt down the Raptidons, I found out firsthand where his nickname came from. Dirty Don killed those Raptidons with his bare hands. His bare fucking hands, Captain. He was a whirlwind of grotesque primal fury. In the end, he stood drenched in blood over the entrails of a dozen raps. If he had a scratch on him, I wouldn't have been able to tell. It was glorious.
What happened to him? Is he still out there, tearing up the wildlife?
Day came when he tried to take on a Mantiqueen. Got himself eaten one limb at a time. Wonder if he tasted like soap. Oh well, live and learn. No matter how tough you are, if you're gonna fight something bigger than you, bring a firearm.
All right.
What's up?
Got another story?
You ever name a place? Ever come to a spot in the world you think ought to be remembered?
Knees storied Vale. Everywhere I've been already has a name. Edgewater, Stellar Bay, the Groundbreaker.
Those don't count. Those names were paid for. I name things and places quite often. Rotting River, Golden Rock, the Horizon's Edge. Anytime I come to a spot I think is worth remembering, I name it.
It's awfully sentimental of you.
It's easy to get lost in the wilderness. I don't mean physically. All you need is a clear night sky to get your bearings. I mean, it's easy to forget that you belong. Spend a few weeks camping with the Raps and you start to forget what it's like to be human. When a beast growls at you, maybe you start to growl back. Those little spots, a rock here, a river there, I'd name them so that in those moments, I could remind myself not where I was, but who I was.
I'm sorry, but that's insane. Well, in your estimations, it seems we aren't too far separate from the animals. Well, it's because humans are animals.
Well, we eat, we drink, and holler and fuck. On some level, we all function the same. But they ain't got memories or attachments to places, to friends, to themselves. I found that every once in a while, my own attachments would start to slip. Then I'd take a drink from the rotting river, find my spirit refreshed. Anyway, enough sentimental yammering. Let's find a drink or a target.
Animals do have memories that they can tell each other when places are dangerous and whatnot. But that's not the point, I guess.
What's up?
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Has Monarch always been your home?
I don't have a single spot I call home. Wherever I can sit in peace with a bottle is good enough for me. But yes, I've always been on Monarch.
Did you have family here?
In a sense. My parents took off when the corporations did. I took to companionship with a few friends here for a time, but those days are long past.
You don't want to find your parents?
No, we weren't close. And before you ask, there ain't a story there. We just never saw eye to eye on the corporations. Drifted apart over time. It's fine.
In other words, they didn't want to write a story for why her and her parents are apart. Why haven't you left?
It ain't exactly easy to hitch a ride off planet, Captain. And besides, I hear Terra 2's all corporate. The way folks talk about the board and their ilk, think I prefer the beasts.
Got it.
Good. We talk.
Okay, well, now that Yoka's got her pills and has joined us, we can start heading to Devil's Peak. Find the broker. She wants to talk, though.
Hey, got a favor to ask you. Figure while we're out here in the wilderness anyhow, we might stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed, and I could use the help.
Thanks for the compliment, I think.
I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me, they seem to make it their most immediate goal. But this, what I'm thinking, it's dangerous.
What kind of danger are we talking about?
Nothing we can't handle.
All right, let's hear it.
I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them all in the same places, like the family we once were.
What do you need to do?
First, we go to Hayes. I buried him a ways from our encampment. I need to pay my respects. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry.
And after that?
Then we find my 2 lost trackers and bring them home. A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. Trouble is, a Mantiqueen showed up and kicked us all out. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then, we kill the bitch and bury everyone's medallions together.
Sounds fun. Let's go.
Thanks, Cap.
All right, let's get Nyoka to her friend's grave. Why do you guys always set up shop next to Mantiqueens?
To shreds, you say?
Here goes nothing.
That didn't even get her at all. Guard ran right in front of me. Now they're aggroed to me, of course. Yep. Gotta reload. Don't want to lose a shop. I don't know, man. Maybe not run in front of someone who's shooting guns. That's so dumb. There's a Quinn again. Wait. Oh, I guess it's random? There's no queen here this time.
To shreds, you say?
None of you are a queen.
Here goes nothing. Don't mess with us.
Thought I looted these bodies. Do they refill? What? I've looted these already. I guess they refill corpses. I think there's a Colossus over here, huh? No? Okay.
Everyone all right?
So that's a Rizzo's employee. With the colors that it has. Whoa, 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 it's Rizzo's. Yeah, I insult their jingles a lot, but I keep singing them, so obviously they're doing something.
Raps. Let's clear this sulfur-sodden fucks out so Hayes can rest in peace.
It's Colossus boss. Yeah, I mean, obviously those jingles are doing something right because I'm remembering them, so...
I'll fix you right up! Nice hit!
I don't know if there's a difficulty higher than hard other than Supernova. The enemies are starting to get easy again. Just wait till I'm not taking damage over time. There we go. Hayes' grave. Buried near the surface of Hayes' grave is a small lockbox. Its hinges rusted through and its wood almost completely rotted. It nearly falls apart in your hands. Why did I pick it up? But in it, you managed to find a tarnished silver medallion bearing the letters Charon. It's Charon. The ferryman of the dead is what it is. An old weathered grave. Through tooth marks and the gradual weathering away of sulfide, you can barely make out an epitaph carved into the tombstone's face. Got himself eaten, doing the right thing. So, obviously died protecting someone. Where'd you go? Oh.
Hayes was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him.
And we cannot finish Nyoka's mission until we finish the main quest on Monarch. Why do you need their help?
The Queen ain't just gonna come out on her own. She'll have dug tunnels into the mountain. I've got theories about how to lure her out, but Anders would know for sure.
All right, and they took a UDL contract?
I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks, and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago.
If they just wanted to get off Monarch, why didn't they all take the contract and all leave? Okay. You didn't try and find them?
I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying. Because it hurt like hell to do so.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you're trying to confront it now.
Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Might as well see it through. Maybe it'll stop me screaming at night. Now come on, let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age.
Oh, there was a second bottle that I didn't notice unless you just downed that bottle.
What's up?
It's been a bit since we've checked in with Nyoka.
Hey, Cap.
Getting along well with the crew?
I'm still not quite sure what to make of that Max fellow. Sometimes he reminds me of Anders, and the way he stares at things as if he's gonna dismantle them. Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said anything.
You know, I'm not pushy. Talk when you're ready.
I will. Hey, Cap.
Alright. Alright, Nyoka needs us to ask Hiram for some information.
So much for peace and quiet. Would it kill the universe to cut me some slack?
No. Nyoka needs a favor.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
Oh, we can let Nyoka convince him. We'll try that route. Anything you can say to convince him, Nyoka?
Damn it, Hiram. I'm trying to embark on a journey of self-improvement and past reflection and all that blasted nonsense that'll help me sleep at night.
Suppose I can't fault you for that. Ugh, yeesh. This is why I hold up in a tower far from society. Can't stand these emotional heebie-jeebies. Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes round one of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
Alright, thanks, buddy.
Nyoka, pick me up some Stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay.
We ain't doing that.
I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You were around when the corporations left Monarch, right?
Yeah. At first, we all thought it was about damn time. I don't know if you've noticed, but Monarch ain't exactly easy on the spirit. Then it got uglier than a rat eating a sour grape.
I mean, I hear that a lot, but what actually happened?
Everything that could have gone wrong did. Townships were promised evac shuttles that never came. Overland routes were attacked by marauders and wildlife. Supplies went missing, our equipment started corroding on account of the sulfur in the air. It was a fine mess.
So she didn't tell us anything we didn't know if we haven't been reading terminal entries. Would it have been better if they stayed?
I don't know, but at least we'd have money to back us up. Supply shipments, food that we don't have to hunt down. Look at MSI. They're getting along fine. I have to think the Corps could have made it work if they'd reprioritized.
You think Halcyon just needs a change of leadership?
I'm not sure we need anything, Cap. We've had our growing pains, to be sure, but here we are. Still alive, still fighting. Long as nobody goes around trying to dismantle the whole thing, I think we'll be fine. Progress requires structure. Nobody's gonna build a sewer pipe or a road if they don't got a boss telling them to. The bureaucracy's necessary.
It's a little odd coming from Nyoka, but okay. Eventually, someone will take it upon themselves to provide for the community.
Sure. Then the next time they want to build a road, they'll charge tolls to recoup the costs. Then they'll hire someone to help them build another. Before you know it, they've got themselves a staff. Pay checks, seminars on the best road building standards and practices. It always happens eventually, Captain. May as well embrace it.
And yeah, we're fine with that aspect. We're not fine with the board taking advantage of people. Hey, you've got enough purple berry, bro. You need to calm it down. I don't think I can fast travel indoors. If you actually walk through his whole building, he has so much alcohol. Yet he's always asking for more. Like, bro. Take a seat. Where did I leave? Right, back to where it all started.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Oh, I could have just fast traveled from the ship. Okay, so there's this area way over here that I ignored the first time we were here, and that's why I ignored it, because it's part of this quest. It is so hot, even though it's like 11:43. It's fine. It'll cool down. It's the whole reason for changing my entire schedule to nighttime. Expansion site. Abandoned Spacer's Choice Settlement.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out!
That was years ago, Nyoka. Look at this place. Not to crush your dreams, but... Is that a person?
I can handle this.
We're done here.
I remembered enemies don't level scale, so these guys all died super easily. I'm again hoping that's something they fix in number 2. But obviously it wants me to go over there, so... Nothing. All these things, are they meant to be single person houses? Because they all only have one bed.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there? Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it.
What? Why are you so far back? I mean,
Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, Nyoka. I'm so sorry.
Anderson's Charon medallion. Some bits, some ammo, rum and something. Rebecca's Charon cartridge. Rusty journal. Its display is faded, and the buttons are almost entirely rusted through. How are they rusted through? But you can still make out bits and pieces of what looks like Rebecca's final entries. Allah help me, but Anderson was right. We never should have taken this contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or addled, or I don't know what. The towns won't let us walk in without an employment contract. I can't even find someone to let me send a message. For all the capable folk here, we're stuck. Back home, we had to fight for every meal because there were no meals that you didn't make yourself. Here, there's plenty, but nobody's allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces of life from wherever we can. Anderson is about ready to sign up, offer his life in service to Spacer's Choice just so he can take a shower. Clara, I hope the architect this never reaches you, but on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I fucked up. We didn't take the contract for the bits. We didn't take it because primals sounded cool. We took it because we wanted out. Monarch's a living hell. We were sick of getting sick, of boiled raptidon and stinking like sulfur no matter how hard you scrub, of fighting day in and day out. We're exhausted. We thought we could use the contract money to find a place here, settle down. But this place ain't any better. It's just different. We're starving all the same. We never should have left. I just thought maybe we could do better. I miss you, kid. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. I'm on my way. I won't let them get me, not alive anyway. I've seen what those monsters do.
I don't... They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you! The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses! Ugh. I'd leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
Okay, awkward. I'm just gonna scooch past you. I mean, it kind of doesn't make any sense. They were skilled hunters. They could take down raptidons and mantisaurs. You tell me they lost to marauders? It doesn't fit, in my opinion. Just kind of a cop-out to have them dead here. Because marauders are people. They're pushovers. They're not. I think 2 skilled hunters could take out, what was it? 4 marauders and 2 canids? Yeah.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
And the timeline's just kind of messed up because if they were recently here, they would have just joined the dissenters, right? Oh well.
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth.
She'd still want to know, just the same as you did.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on our soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Might do it. I didn't think there was anything about the wilderness you don't know.
That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Another thing that makes no sense, we now have to go to Scylla, I believe. Even though we're on Terra 2. And, there are primals here? There's this whole area down here I never went into, so I'm gonna. Because there's primals here.
Here we go. Nothing personal, I swear.
But also because I believe there's a legendary weapon, or maybe it's armor, that's down here that I never grabbed.
I'll fix you right up.
reliable. Heavy weapons, does stagger, yada yada. This is the one that we get from Nyoka because that's her weapon type. Though I do need to upgrade it. But yeah, you don't get any glands from the primals on this planet. We have to go to Scylla, which makes no sense.
Nothing like a good tussle.
If they're on this planet, should we not just... take their glands? Oh. Hold on. All right. One more thing we need to grab before we leave here. Is another legendary weapon that I didn't grab when I was first here. We did read the note for it. Even though it doesn't really point you towards it, there's a note if you follow the path there that we read at the beginning of the game. It mentions a group of researchers in not Terra Rays. Are they Terra Rays? I think they're called Terra Rays. If we follow this little path here, see their little hideout. Chase them off. Here's the two scientists that were talking in the note. Or they're plant workers, I guess. Right here is a landing pad cutter. It does bleed. Again, I would probably give this to Nyoka, but I do need to upgrade it. So we'll do that. Because those are the two weapons that fit her original weapons. Work order. I have received reports of Terra Ray nests behind the landing pad. This is not the first time these reports have appeared on my desk. I must once again reiterate my contempt for the Terra Ray population and the problems engendered by their presence. Terra Rays get caught in the engines of ships. Terra Rays deface Spacer's Choice property with their droppings. Terra Rays are a nuisance. Deal with them, please. Constable office. Not constable office. Constable's office. Okay. Oh, I could just go straight to my ship now. But it's a bit fitting, because these two weapons fit Nyoka. Back to Scylla.
Destination reached. Scylla. To return. Burn in one piece, Captain.
There's no fast travel points. Okay. There is one, but I haven't redone that quest on this save. Okay, so let's try to kill some primal. Not try, let's kill some primals. Let's try to not kill the named primal.
Nice one! Don't mess with us.
So he's not here yet, which is good for me.
Here we go. You got it, Captain. Nice shot.
Right in his crotch. Oh, never mind. In his face.
To shred, you say? That's the last of them.
Oh, it's specific ones. Ones that are pungent. Okay. Well, at least that lets me know that I'm not gonna accidentally kill the named guy. Who does in-ray damage?
We're pretty good at this.
None of us should be doing in-ray damage. I mean, it's cool, but it also damages you.
Here we go. Nice work.
Reckon that explains how we ain't dead. But without the pylons, all the O2 this thing's cracking from the ice would just drift off.
Ought to leave well enough alone.
All right. Pick him up. Oh, that's not the one I targeted.
I am a giant. Everyone all right?
While we're right here, there's another legendary weapon. We can go ahead and grab. Trimmer Cleaver, which also is a Nyoka weapon, right? No, it's not this. Isn't there a legendary weapon over here? Why did I think there was? Because I also thought it was like a shovel. Is it in the other cave? There's another cave. Could be wrong, because it has been years since I played this. Yeah, I thought there was another... I thought there was a weapon in here. I mean, there was. I thought there was another legendary weapon in here. I don't even know if they're called legendary weapons. They're just unique. was dead. He's already dead. Alright, talking to her is part of the quest, so I won't yet. That's right, I wanted to bring Sam here to see if he had anything unique to say.
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait. What's up?
Phrasing. These glands are gross. You take them.
Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's brood to get to the center. We'll set the bait there. Password to the door is Charon.
Charon. That's how they pronounce it. What's Charon?
Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, Nyoka. Charon. He said it was some old myth. Something about death and all the things we killed. Rest of us just thought it sounded cool, so here we are.
Yeah, he's the ferryman of the dead in Greek mythology. Greek? Roman? Greek, yeah. Remind me, what's this base again?
It's an old cave system we tried to turn into an encampment. You'll see when we get there.
All right. It's about time. We're going to kill a Mantiqueen. They're acting like we haven't killed tons of them already.
Fucking right we are.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's run back to the ship. Grab Samsonite real quick. It is 70 degrees. Why does it feel so unbelievably hot? I don't know why I don't just take the elevator instead of just snapping them in knees. Damaging hovering mechanical. Oh, I don't talk to you, but this is where the weapon was. Okay. Riot control armor. So he's trying to heal them, but they're dead? And then right here. No. Is there still no weapon here? Why did I think there was a weapon here? And I don't have enough to pick this. Yeah, why did I think there was a weapon here? In one of these caves. Is there a third cave that I don't know about? Or don't remember, I guess. Huh. I already grabbed Sam, so I gotta talk to the robot. I know it has nothing to do with Nyoka's quest. But hey, I gotta sit in this. It's only 70 degrees. Why does it feel so hot? Is there a third cave?
Salutations. This unit's primary function is excavator. Owner, Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Other functions include dialogue, limited current active commands, excavation. That is all.
What are you excavating?
This unit is removing rock matter in search of minerals, metals, and other forms of matter designated valuable.
So you're a prospector?
Brevity identified. Affirmative. This unit could discuss excavation at greater length, but does not wish to strain its daily charge. Thank you for your consumer loyalty, Junior Excavator. This unit will store this exchange in its memory banks. Always. Greetings, Junior Excavator.
I thought Parvati offered to fix the other robot and that there was unique dialogue with this robot. That didn't happen. But I guess I also thought there was a weapon here. And that it was either a shovel or a pickaxe, because this is a mining facility. But oh well. Guess I'm just Mandela affecting. The fuck? What are these? What? It doesn't matter. Let's go finish Nyoka's quest.
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Yeah, I don't know why I chose a location. I'm just gonna fast
Stay
travel.
safe out there.
I'm just gonna fast travel anyways. And why didn't I just do that from the ship? God dang it. I forgot. Every time. I forget. Not only that, I can't fast travel from here because I haven't cleared it of enemies. So I really did choose the worst one to go to. But I don't remember when you have access to all of the named enemies. I don't know when you have access. So that's why I'm still holding it off. And then I'll do a video on it. But here we are. Random sublight and marauders over here.
Whew. Here we go. I haven't set foot in here since... Well, I'm ready. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Here we go.
Error. Ownership data corrupted. Storage data corrupted. It's 2 ways. Contact your nearest mechanical engineer. Enter passcode. Passcode accepted. To the Mantisaur Hive. So they don't mention it, like, but... Does it tell you her last name here? Because I know what it is, but does it tell you here? No? Yeah, her family is named after the brand of cigarettes, or I guess the brand of cigarettes is named after her family. But her family is hunters. So, why am I grabbing all this? Let's just go kill some enemies. Shovel. There's Clara. There's Opal. You won't help.
Everyone all right?
Right, place the glands here. So there's Clara. Hunting rifle Ultra. We'll grab Opals afterwards. Anything else?
What's up?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Never mind.
All right.
It's a nice little place there. Oh.
Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur.
You know, it did feel a bit different when we walked in.
Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building.
You built all this? This base? The door?
We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable.
Another little inconsistency there because Anders was chasing Opal, but Anders left to go with Rebecca off planet, and then while they were off planet, or he left with Rebecca to go off planet for the 2 of them to live together, but he was pursuing Opal. I think that wasn't what they meant for it to be, but that's what it was. All right, a teenager out here in the Monarch Wilderness? I mean, there are no children in this game, so that is surprising.
Believe me, I had my complaints. She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong.
You were a family. I'm sorry they're gone, Yoka.
Me too, Captain. But I'm starting to think that maybe I found another. Now let's get to shooting before I get all sentimental.
Here they come. Here goes nothing.
Wow, she popped out babies immediately. Just come in here and get wrecked.
Way it goes. To shreds, you say?
I think they could have given this one a name, but made it an actual boss. Instead of just being, oh, Yoka. Back up. You gotta get revenge.
Covering you. Here I go. I'll fix you right up.
That's what these 2 do is all day. It's again, it's because she's
Shreds,
using
you say?
weaker weapons.
You got it, Captain. Here goes nothing.
Well, I guess
Sorry.
Parvati dealt the killing blow. I think all that's left is grabbing the final one.
We did it. We fucking did it! I'd hug you if I weren't covered in guts. Come on, let's find those medallions. We did it. We fucking did it! I'd hug you if I weren't covered in guts. Come on, let's find those medallions.
There's Opal.
I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you.
You're welcome, Yoka.
You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper before I lay everyone's medallions to rest.
You're gonna leave the medallions here? I suppose that's wise, or... I think you should hold on to the medallions.
What? Why? Them's painful memories, Captain.
Well, they'd like to be remembered once in a while, even if it hurts.
Huh. That ain't a bad point. All right, Captain. Thanks.
Fades to black, so she can put up some graves. We have C, Clara Hodges, the closest thing to a sister that I ever lost. We have Hayes, Jackson Hayes. His most egregious crime was having the gall to die before me. We have Anders Wadsworth. Between raptidons and women, he died doing what he loved, chasing tail. Okay. Rebecca Hodges, at the very least, you came back to us in the end. Did we go and pick up the other two bodies and bring them here? I don't think so, because there's no piles. Opal Oubliette, one of the very few who deserved better. Let's go ahead and get a drink. What do we got here? That's tea. Don't need no fucking tea. Is Nanner Spank alcoholic? No. You tell me I don't have any Rizzo's Spectrum? There we are.
You know, I'd been assuming this entire stay on your ship thing isn't a permanent arrangement. Part of my contract? That said, you ain't been eaten or shot to death yet. Says a lot about the stability of your future. And to be honest, I'm about sick of sleeping on bar stools. So how's about this? You keep letting me stay on that ship of yours, and I'll keep shooting at the things you point at.
That's fine, but just try not to be a bad influence on the crew, all right?
Perish the thought, Captain. What's up?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Never mind.
All right.
One more story for the road, though.
I took a job once to clear out a rat nest. Bit on the...
We've already heard this one, so... Nope. All right. We're good to leave.